All right, welcome into this edition of Extra Time. Thank you for your questions. We've got quite a few of them. Craig, Stevie, Seb here in studio. I think we got Don and Gab with us as well. What's that smile?
That's your second. All right.
All right.
You started the other show.
You had a look on your face, almost like Dan Thomas.
Well, you had that. You started the other show with that, and you started this one with the old, all right.
And you don't like it, or you do?
Nah, it just sounds a bit army.
But what?
Army.
Right. Okay. Thanks for your
Call
feedback
me,
on my work.
Well, you asked me. Don't ask the question if you don't
Are you
want
going to buckle?
Am I going to buckle? No.
Well,
that man doesn't buckle for
you just
enemy.
you do as you please.
He's proved he doesn't buckle for enemy, right?
I'm trying to, yeah. I think I proved that. All right, first question comes in. Kun Aguero, still 0 goals at Anfield. Was Lovren that good or Kun that poor? What do you think? Dejan Lovren good?
Lovren was good, yeah, but strikers have places where, for some reason, it doesn't happen for them. Listen, I played with a guy called Ian Rush, who scored 1 million goals, but he always struggled at Old Trafford. It's just one of those anomalies, you know. There's just something about a place for centre forwards where they can't score.
Don, next question's for you from fake Salt Lake. West Ham is looking great for that top 4 spot, Don.
Oh, I knew that would bite me in the backside. Oh, they're having a horrendous run. The only positive I would say is they're only back-to-back wins from being back in 5th or 6th, so don't be too doom and gloom on West Ham just yet.
Ever the optimist, Don Hutchison. All right, James wants to know, why isn't Liverpool's defense getting any criticism? It's been awful this season, just 3 clean sheets in 20 games so far. Awful this season?
Did you not see the game against Man City?
Yeah, they're pretty good at attacking, right, City?
Yeah. They basically only allowed 3 shots at goal.
Hey, but don't lie. You have a high standard of defense. Liverpool's defense hasn't been perfect.
It's not performing to the level it did at the end of last season. It's still way up there, and to only allow 3 shots on goal from City.
So you're 9 points clear with
78 points to go.
With a bad, underperforming defence, called to the tweet. You're 50 games in the Premier League unbeaten since the last defeat at the Etihad, almost 18 months ago or whenever it was. Something's got to be working. I get it. They would want more clean sheets. That's perfection. We don't live in a perfect world, though.
Gab, what do you think? Are we too generous here with Liverpool's defense?
I mean, look, I think a lot of things have gone right for Liverpool. There were games this season where they could have dropped points. I don't think it's entirely down to the defense. It's a better defense when you have Alisson and Matip in there. And, you know, when we speak of this season, there haven't been that many games that both those guys were in there. But I think if we talk about Liverpool's defense, you have to include Fabinho and really whoever the 2 midfielders who line up alongside him are, simply because of the work rate they do, because of the cover that they provide for the fullbacks when they go forward. I don't think, as individual defenders, I don't know that, apart from Van Dijk, just purely the defensive side of the game, I don't think they're necessarily outstanding. As a unit, together with the midfield, I think they're pretty darn good.
It's a bit ironic, though, isn't it, to be trying. I mean, it's a bit rich to be trying to criticise a team that are so far ahead at the top of the league. You know what I mean? It's like, you're definitely nitpicking then.
Sure. Don, did I hear you?
Yeah, he was clearing his throat.
No. I was just thinking out loud. I was just thinking, what more do you want when you've got 2 fullbacks like Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson that create so many chances? I mean, they are top of the assist charts at the moment. I mean, there's so many stats flying around that they've created more than I think Messi, Dembele, and Luis Suarez. I think more than Mbappe and Cavani. So you've got to look at Liverpool on how good they're going forward. And yes, what do? Do you ask the 2 fullbacks to sit in to be a little bit more defensively solid, or do you just keep letting them play, let them create chances, score 1 million goals, knowing you might just concede 1 or 2?
Don, coming right back out to you on the next question from Stevie Nicol, Shepherd's Pie. Who was the most frustrating team to play against?
Frustrating team to play against? That's a good question. Difficult one, really. I mean, the big sides, obviously. I played in the Championship when I played against Millwall, and they were pretty hard, pretty horrible. But I think the team that comes to mind back in the day, and I think Stevie might agree, was probably Wimbledon. They were horrible to play against. They had some good individuals, but basically they were just a team full of thugs, and they were quite hard to play against because they didn't really want to try and play football. They just wanted to get stuck in, get wide in, and just put you off your game.
FA Cup final, Stevie? Worried about Wimbledon?
No. Plough Lane, when they started, they were at a place called Plough Lane. And it's bad enough when you've got a team that just wants to spoil everything, but the field itself and the whole place was an absolute shambles.
If you ever get a chance, you want to see how the game is refereed and the game has changed, go on YouTube and that FA Cup final, what year was it, 1989? 88, and watch the kick-off.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
No, obviously. No.
If you're at home, go on YouTube and watch the kick-off and watch what happens in the next 30 seconds.
Really?
And then rewind it.
Just a bloodletting.
Then rewind it and say...
Well, Vinnie Jones just basically
hacked.
Just grievously, it's grievous bodily harm on McMahon.
No card, no foul, or what?
Oh, that was a foul.
Oh, okay, they got at least
that was it.
Today it would be...
Oh, it'd be jail.
Yeah. Really?
Please, no, seriously, you have
Overnight
to watch it to see how things were interpreted then to now.
Our final question.
And saying that, VAR would have probably went like that in the Premier League. Nah, it's not clear and obvious.
Well, with no intent, though, was it? No intent. So
High bar. Craig Burley's Teeth asks, who is more important to American history? George Washington or Christian Pulisic? I feel like Gab is kind of the history guy here. Who's more important, Gab?
Seriously.
I'm trying to come up with something funny or interesting to say. I just think it's so
don't break the habits of your lifetime, Gav.
Ironic intent and Pulisic and the hype and Tyler Adams and all this stuff. But you know what? The guy is 20 years old, 21 years old. Just leave him the hell alone, and let's go and have this conversation after he's retired. So for the time being, I'm going to say George Washington.
Cool, Gab. We will never talk about Christian Pulisic again, except with Don. Don, what do you think about Christian Pulisic?
Oh, the boys know I love him. He's an amazing player. 5 goals in 3 games, one of the best players in the Super Cup. Maybe he could win a Ballon d'Or in 5 years' time, or maybe longer. I tell you what I'm looking forward to, though. I'm getting on a plane tomorrow, and I'm 3 chapters into a book called The Italian Job, written by Gab. It's an amazing book.
Oh, well, at least you'll sleep on the flight.
Oh, it's a great book, Craig.
No, it's not a boring book. It's a very good book. It's a very entertaining book.
It is.
So
Very good book.
If you keep talking about Pulisic like that, I reckon you're trying to fast track yourself for a visa.
Well, one day, Craig, one day you might pronounce his name right. One day you might pronounce his name right. It's Christian Pulisic.
That's what I said.
Oh, boy.
You said Pulisic.
Oh.
Who cares?
You need to give Derek Ray a call.
Give Del Ray a call. Go down the embassy. Ring the embassy up. What Derek does, say, I need a pronunciation. Then go on YouTube. Scroll back 15 years, find it. Pulisic.
Like terrific. Pulisic like terrific. Kind of
Did he? Yeah, he's a good player, isn't he?
Yep. So homework tonight is the 88 FA Cup final.
No, it's only a minute.
Okay, just the first minute.
36.
Have a quick gander. Then go back to the kind of boring stuff that you do.
Oh, what do you think I do that's so boring?
What do you do?
I better not get into it here.
You swan around the hotel?
Yep, just hanging out, holding it down in Bristol.
Minesweeping?
Waiting for somebody to invite me to dinner, drinks.
Well, free dinner?
Pick up the tab, like last time. Yes, Gab.
So if you go on YouTube, if you Google it, because that's exactly what I did while you were going on about your dinner plans and whatnot, not only do you get the first minute, you can get the whole 2.5 hour production, including the whole pregame show, and you can see what television looked like in the 1980s before you were born. And the thing that strikes you, first of all, is how television screens were shaped differently back then.
Very interesting. Well, you know what? It is tough being the youngest, best-looking, brightest-futured guy on this set, but it's something that I carry very heavily. Thank you, Gab.
I must say, the size of your birthday cake you got, wouldn't it?
Well,
that's telling me you're out the door.
you think this 29-inch waist happens overnight? You think it's a lot of cake that goes into that?
You got a 29-inch waist.
Yeah, and I'm proud of it.
That's a lot of boring nights stuck in the house. Isn't it?
A 29-inch waist.
Me and my 29-inch waist will be back tomorrow with a few other folks. Hope you'll join us.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPNFC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.